everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is the first of 2 videos we got for you today.
But first, a new word from our sponsors.
Guys, I'm pretty disorganized, so when it comes to budgeting and my money, it's all over the place. That's why I use Rocket Money app. We've been using it for a long time now. It reminds me of some of the subscriptions that I forgot to cancel. Check it out. There's my YouTube Premium. I'm keeping that one. Xbox Game Pass. I don't think I've used that in a long-ass time, but I'm probably going to keep it because there's probably some reviews that we have to do. But I love that Rocket Money has my back. In fact, it'll even tell me when my bills will randomly go up by $3 or $4. So then that's one of the features I love the most.
Oh, yeah, they can negotiate the cancellation. They can negotiate prices. And it reminds you, it tells you, like, hey, you spent a lot of money on food last month. Let's dial it down on the ordering and stuff. So
Joe's the one that turned us on to this app.
It's a great app. Get organized.
Yeah.
Guys, check it out at rocketmoney.com/angryjoeshow. It's absolutely free, so there's no reason why you shouldn't try it. And if you want, there are upgraded premium features that will help you even more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Guys, this app is absolutely incredible. It messaged me this morning letting me know that like a new transaction had happened that I didn't know. It lets me know that Costco refunded me something that I didn't know I was going to get refunded for. I mean, it's...
Nice.
And, hey, hi, Jose. You have 9 bills due this week.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wonderful. But at least I know about it.
Well, yeah. Keep on track.
I like the notifications. I really do, guys. You should download it. All right, so AJS news. Skull and Bones reviews coming at you probably either tonight or Tuesday, putting finishing touches on it. We added some things to it. And then after that, well, it's kind of, I guess, up to you guys. Let me know what you're thinking, because there's some big ones. You got Final Fantasy that was out. You got Dragon's Dogma 2, which I'm kind of interested in. There's Rise of Ronin. So we'll look. We'll see. But on Thursday, big announcement, I am going to Adepticon. So I don't know if you're into tabletop and you're watching this and you're going to Adepticon. I will be there. I'll be walking the floor. So if you see me, come up, say hi. I'll also be at the Warlord booth. You know, me and Jay, we play Bolt Action, the World War II tabletop game. So come say hi to me there. And then we're planning on hanging out Saturday night at the bar. You know, the hotel, because the convention, what's the name of the hotel? It's like Renaissance. Whatever the hotel is, hotel bar, we'll be hanging out on Saturday night. So if you want to come hang out with me and Jay over there. That's this weekend is Adepticon. I'll come back with some news of some cool tabletop games. They're doing a Halo tabletop game now. The minis are like little oversized. I kind of wanted like a battle. This is
Do
more.
They have Quan?
Good question, Joe. I'll go and ask them.
Ask them. Tell them it's from me.
I'm going to make them laugh. In fact, I'm going to try to record that way. Do you have Quan? OJ wants to know. Do you have Quan? Oh, then this game is not worth it. No, I think it's like skirmish based on like kind of like it's going to start with Spartans versus each other. Then they're adding Covenant. Then they can add Quan.
And Michael Jackson.
Maki. Oh, Michael Jackson, secret character.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah. Adepticon is, if you see me, say hi, and that's it. Alex, tell us what the hell has been happening in gaming news over the past week.
Well, we also put out a major video on Friday that you guys should be checking out. If you guys missed it, it's a 2-hour-long experience that these guys did, and it was
Thank you for remembering, Alex.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to those of you who have watched our horror film here. As
I was not scared.
Joe is super scared. We'd like to do maybe a behind-the-scenes commentary in the future on it, because I have all the heart monitors, and Joe's heart when he was climbing the ladder was like 130 something. And then
cardio is not your friend.
And then at the end, when the dude was chasing, it got all the way up to like 150 range. Yeah. So we had to make sure that Joe's still alive after all that.
He actually died in there, and this is the ghost of Joe.
It's the ghost of Joe. So thank y'all so much for watching that. I know it was out of nowhere, and usually a video like that I get like 20,000 views. So I'm so happy it's like up around 80,000, and I've gotten so much feedback from people. Oh man, it was so fun. It was scary. Y'all are funny, and I legitimately got paranoid. I thought Joe was in it or something.
Yeah, my favorite one is like,
we weren't.
They have a timestamp. AJ was going to leave OJ.
No!
They have
I'm
it right
so
there.
mad with
It's right
that. I will fight that the whole time. I was going to close the door, and I was waiting for you to come.
On me.
But you'll notice that I waited because I'm like, where is Joe? Is he coming?
I was in the command center. I had because there's giant TVs everywhere. It's like
not true.
And I'm sitting in
care
there,
what you're gonna say.
and I'm watching it with all the entire crew, and we all thought that you were going to abandon.
That's not what happened.
See for yourself. See for yourself.
No,
you be the judge.
You know what? Now I
judge.
wish that was the case. I wanted to slam the door on you, and then that would have been hilarious. It would have been way funnier. I would have made better content. But I stopped, and I was either going to close the door, or I was going to wait for you to shut up.
Watch it.
Watch it. All right, into gaming news that's happening this week. So, Respawn veteran Stig Amusin forms Giant Skull. He wants to build AAA single-player games. There's a lot of people going away from the old guard. Things are changing in the gaming industry, and honestly, I think it's time for a change.
You wanted to leave me at the beginning.
No,
you were like, I'm going to stay here on the fucking boat. Fuck you, Joe. I was the one that said, let's stick together, and you wanted to split up. Sorry.
Yeah. But he wanted to leave you before going in there.
I will admit that my first reaction was to run. I just thought you was behind me.
Okay. So people are going over to this new company. Things are changing in the gaming industry. It's probably an important thing. The AAA studios are kind of making kind of garbage.
The live service stuff leaning towards that.
Yeah, it's designed by committee. It's uninspired. We have to appease the shareholders, get it out in 2 years versus 4 years or whatever it ends up being. And it hasn't been working out. So a lot of these veterans are starting their own company. So this is from people who worked at Respawn, Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, these are some big people. So excited to see what they are going to be working on.
I'm down for some new games because
I would like to
a little sad.
Shout out AAA studios because I want to let people know that the studios that are letting us down, whether they're AAA or even single A or fucking B grade like Asper, which we'll talk about. There are new studios that are forming with passionate people. And I feel like with studios, you get maybe 3 games out of them before. And if they're successful, then you get like 3 games out of them, and then they're going to change.
Well, they get purchased.
That too.
Yeah, they get purchased, they get new management, then, people brain drain, and then people leave to other studios and stuff. But the legendary studios that have made more than 3 good games while being successful are legends for a reason. But now those are all pretty much gone. Like Blizzard used to be one, and then they got screwed over when Activision purchased them.
Fucking Blizzard.
Yeah.
Who we got? We got like FromSoft and.
I'm sure there's FromSoft.
Who else we got?
CD's
FromSoft.
coming back.
FromSoft is a good one.
CD's coming back.
CD, yeah, they kind of stumbled a little bit with Cyberpunk. I won't say it's as bad as as like Blizzard and shit, but I think they'll right the ship there.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Creative Assembly, legendary studio, but they also have been fucking up recently.
Massively have shit to the bed.
Sure, that's what I'm saying. Is like once you get some success, then you kind of start fucking up. So, anyways, whenever a new studio opens up, I like it that Alex is. What's the name of it?
This one's Giant Skull.
Giant Skull. So we have 100 stars, Giant Skull.
And another one we'll talk about later, too.
Cool.
So, yeah. Embracer is going to be selling Saber Interactive. Embracer, one of those companies that bought up all the other companies, thought, hey, we have the management. We just need to buy these creatives. They can make the games. We can help them get all these things out. Hasn't really worked the way that they wanted to. Mm-hmm. Apparently, this major sale that they won't tell us about, that they can't tell us about, fell through, and it caused them to be in a situation where they're going to have to start piecing things out. So Saber is going to be buying itself back for $247 million officially, and it could be even more. It could be up to $500 million if they buy some of the rights to the games that are kind of currently in development. But as of right now, it is currently $247 million.
Yeah.
And
If
so
you don't know Saber Interactive, the bigger ones they've been working on is about to come out.
Space Marine.
Space Marine 2.
Yeah. So Saber is going to retain a number of studios as part of the sale. So Nimble Giant, 3D Realm, Sandbox Strategies, New World Interactive, Slipgate, Mad Head Games, Fractured Byte, and Digic. Embracer gets to keep Zen Studios, 4A Games, Tripwire, Beamdog, Tuxedo Labs, Demiurge, Shiver, Spire, Snapshot, and 34 Big Things.
Oh, they get to keep Aspire.
They get to keep
wow, so valuable, Aspire.
You know, Aspire actually probably is super valuable because they do very little. They don't work very hard.
They don't get paid very much.
They make a lot of money because they sell all these fucking games.
Job.
And so it's just like,
And they sell their games for overpriced, exorbitant amounts.
it's just like, holy shit,
It's
Aspire
amazing.
is worth a ton of money because they don't do anything.
They're a superstar in corporate's eyes, but
Yeah.
they're fucking,
So
Got it.
not great. This week also an experimental video game that was going to be made purely with AI failed. And this is according to Keyword Studios says that the tech was unable to replace talent.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's what we've been saying
I
from
don't
the
want to
get-go.
play a game that's made fully by AI. I want people's creative visions, and I don't know how you would ever supplement that.
Yeah.
We are hundreds of years away from that.
Yeah, 'cause
Maybe
you
thousands.
can definitely tell in the dialogue. The robots are talking. It's like, this doesn't feel genuine.
Doesn't
There's
make
no
sense.
emotions. It's stale.
Yeah, but we get that shit with human beings writing
That
it,
too is like, wait,
you
who
watch
wrote?
Picard?
And that's the thing. Who writes this? A fucking bot?
Yeah,
So
shut
that's
up, Alex.
not really a good thing.
Just
But
shut up.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
we
poking
watch some
holes in our
goddamn
theories.
horse shit.
no, I
written
agree
by
with you.
human
I
beings.
agree. I agree.
And there's people in our comment sections like, no, it's
It's
smart.
not that-
Super Mario movie is a great movie. I love the story.
Stop it! Fuck!
you did it. You did it.
So this is actually a deeper story, and this is a really bad thing. This is a super
Yes,
bad thing.
no, I agree.
And I want to tell you why. Keywords identified over 400 tools, evaluating and utilizing those with the best potential. And then they said it failed outside of those tools. Now, what you may not know is Keyword is one of the biggest outsourcing studios in the world and have worked on several high-caliber games such as Baldur's Gate 3, Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Alan Wake 2. If one of the largest outsourcing game companies in the world is focusing on creating hundreds of AI tools, what is going to
They're
happen?
undercutting
Yeah.
their own purpose.
And so,
they're trying to cheapen it.
they're trying to cheapen what they put out, right?
Yeah.
And so the next time when Alan Wake 3, when Baldur's Gate 4, as examples come out,
You'll tell the difference.
and then, well, maybe like these tools are getting really good. Now remember the AI Will Smith video that you can post up here where he's like eating spaghetti and it's fucking horrifying. That was put out a couple of years ago, and then they
Artificial intelligence.
they recently did one where it's like, oh my god, it's so much better. It's improving at a crazy rate, and we're getting to the point where these outsourcing studios are going to be like, look, you keep your head developer, you keep your gameplay developers, all the low level shit that people use to kind of cut their teeth in the industry to move up into the high level stuff may all be getting replaced by AI, and that is a horrible thing, especially when you wanted AI and the machines to do like the dangerous jobs that we didn't want to do, and instead the AI is just going to do all the art jobs, which is what we all wanted to do anyway. So
Yeah.
it's not a good thing. This is very, very much not a good thing.
No. It's scary.
Yeah. So we also got some news this week that Knights of the Old Republic remake may get pushed back about a year. In a conference call, Embracer CEO was asked, he said, a AAA game based on a major license, hint, hint, wink, wink, for the next coming 12 months, asking about this. And he said, no, I think that kind of game needs some deep love and respect. So without giving full color, I think some time left until that game is released. So it looks
Clearly
like...
talking about Knights of the Old Republic remake, which, by the way, was taken away from Asper because they're a fucking disaster of a company and talentless, and it hurts me to say because they're an Austin-based studio, and I want to support Austin-based studios, but they're over in my neighborhood, and that's why I said you're embarrassing me. Yeah, you're embarrassing
Every
us.
time you drive by.
Every time you drive by, you embarrass us, and it's like a game mill, and it sucks. And if you work
Game
there,
Mill,
you
how
should be
dare
ashamed
you?
of
It's
yourself.
amazing.
I think Game Mill is probably still a little worse. But yeah,
Game Mill's at least making its own games.
So Saber Interactive got the rights to make or remake the Knights of the Old Republic. So we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, I hope so. But
Insurgency, Sandstorm, World War Z. That's not a good one. Space Marine 2. Hopefully that's their best one. So
yeah, 3-player co-op. Can't wait. Can't wait for that one.
Hopefully.
All right, let's talk about Tekken 8. There's a lot of funny shit going on right now because there's cheaters hacking the game, and they.
Is that why I've been losing nonstop?
Yeah, that's why. It's
I
definitely.
thought something was up. I'm like, 1,000. I was like, no, you can't, come on.
Yeah.
I gotta win at least.
I would have
once.
accidentally won by once now. Right? Yeah. So people have. There's a lot of cosmetics and the goofy looking shit in these games because it's the way they drive up revenue with microtransactions. But people are able to make a hat that's supposed to be on your character, your entire character. It's so big that your character kind of fits inside of it. And then we got all these videos of people getting their ass beat by a giant hat and they don't know what's happening.
Because they don't know whether to block high or low because of the fucking hat.
Yeah. According to director Harada, he said, these are just cheats and we will ban them. They're going to try to figure out a way to make all this stuff work. But there's a lot of cheating going on in these video games without,
Yeah.
And then
they think it's hilarious. But
yeah. I mean, as someone who's not playing the game, like...
Oh, yeah, okay. If you watch it, it's like, that's funny, but...
That kind of looks hilarious.
If it goes on and on and on,
Yeah.
it's like, that's too much.
Yeah, it is bad for them.
Yeah, I had to know that players were going to do this, though. They always do this stuff. So get that hat out of there. I think we can do
Till it's
without
fixed
a
or something.
oversized hat.
Yeah. We have some bad news from Apex Legends. Apex Legends streamers, where they're in the middle of the NA finals, and so let me make sure I get this exactly right. So one of the players was given the ability to see through walls. Someone had hacked into his PC and had turned on this ability so he could see through walls. The other one was given an aimbot.
Someone else hacked into
I didn't do it.
That's not my see through the walls program. Somebody hacked my computer and put it there.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened.
Because that's what happened, but it's funny.
It's hard to
because
explain.
You could also say, no, for real. Somebody put
swear.
this on my computer.
Yeah.
I am a pro player.
Yeah.
I don't need this.
It's really tough because it's looking like they're saying that something within the game, potentially the easy anti-cheat, may have been cracked. And if that's the case, they said there is currently an RCE exploit being abused in Apex Legends that could be delivered from the game itself or through the anti-cheat protection. I would advise against playing any games protected by easy anti-cheat or any EA titles, they went on to say. And they strongly recommend you performing a clean operating system reinstall as soon as possible. This isn't just uninstalling Apex Legends. This is like you need new Windows. And this is a problem. This is the kind of the doomsday scenario that some of the people with tinfoil hats have been saying for a long time is when you install a kernel level anti-cheat. We talked a lot about Valorant's. We talked about the one that Helldivers uses, which is literally the shittiest one on the fucking market in a co-op game that is not competitive. Why is it in the game? And the reason that people have these tinfoil hats is like, look, giving a third-party kernel-level access to your PC is potentially really dangerous, and this is exactly fucking why. So you got some validation today.
Yes.
Cheaters are going to cheat whether it's PvP or PvE, so that's why it's in there. Because there's already people breaking Helldivers and doing things they shouldn't.
Yeah, but there's just like for what? Like there's not a competitive mode. It's just you kind of move on.
It ruins the experience when you're in that guy's squad.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, it makes sense because I just play with my friends. I don't want it.
Yeah,
we don't play with. Not everybody has that luxury,
I
though,
get that. It's
Joe.
like I could see that, but again, it's like.
I mean, that's a lot of multiplayer games.
But
I think
you do need to do that. Find people in the game that you like, partner with them, and
Dead by Daylight's a horrible fucking
Yes.
video game. It's awful. It is a terrible fucking video game that with people or if you hit win the lottery with like really cool people, it is so fucking fun. But like you have to cultivate those experiences, and a lot of these games with things like griefing and cheating and hacking and exploiting all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a matter of finding it. But this is horrifying. So if you're a big Apex player,
reinstall your operating system. No,
Watch out.
I don't know.
just make sure. I mean, they recommend doing all the same things. Make sure that your emails are secure, two-factor authentication on anything big, and then as always, don't share stuff. with people you don't know.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Well, you hinted at it before, but one of the biggest things that happened this week is Aspyr released Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection.
Oh!
You guys had fun, right?
Ruined my fun. Where the fuck were you, Joe? Huh? Were you having fun over there in motherfucking Disney fucking land or world while me and Alex are playing this pile of shit?
I had fun in a couple matches.
We did
Whenever
in Battlefront 1.
In Battlefront 1.
Because Battlefront 2 is the one that's complete. As I saw one comment, like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm having a great time in single player. It's not broken.
That guy like Super Mario movie.
So, well, number one, you didn't play multiplayer, and then number two, you I guess you forgot all the cutscenes that they ripped out. That must be network infrastructure, Joe. Ripping out cutscenes from the single-player campaign
all the juice, Joe.
at the end.
Joe,
all the
there.
juice.
They're clearly there because the game is now 63
70s,
gigabytes.
yeah.
You just can't see them like their servers. So one of the big issues, one of the reasons it was overwhelmingly negative, is they said that there was only 3 servers with 64, and so 10,000 people wanted to play. But
that was the original tweet by that dude. 1,000 people playing on Launchlight only has 3 servers that have 64 slots for a total of 200 players. I guess that was him going into the game. Now, we didn't play it at launch, so we can't confirm that there literally was only 3 servers. But what we noticed is that when we logged in, there were only 3 servers that we could see.
Yeah, and I couldn't see the same ones that he was seeing. So we had issues because you couldn't join in on your friends. It would crash. And so we just had to hope that the 3 visible servers were the same for all of us.
So that we could get in
the last hour that we streamed it, I wasn't even playing with him. I was playing on a completely different server. And then every now and then I tuck out of my server to see if the server list would refresh. Most of the time it wouldn't, or it would crash.
And that would be if the server that you were playing on didn't crash, or the server I was playing on didn't crash. Or if the server just didn't want to be communicated with, that was another thing.
Yeah. And so, according to this, Aspyr is saying that the issue was not the amount of servers, but the server visibility. I mean, I don't want to give them, defend them, but it kind of checks out that everything was fucked on this release.
I ain't going. Hey, Alex might believe me, but I don't believe you. I do know that you're right. There are probably some servers behind the scenes, but clearly not enough, clearly a problem, and that's a little bit of subterfuge because it's still fuck up.
Yeah. And so they say that they're working on it. We've been working to address these issues and increase network stability, and we will continue our efforts until network infrastructure is stabilized.
Not a single apology, by the way. They just said thank y'all for your overwhelming support, and please continue to report all the broken things that we need to fix.
Yeah, we're working on it.
That's not an apology.
Well, they don't want to be. They don't want to apologize.
They don't want to be responsible for stuff they put out. They just want to make the money from it. They just want to profit from it.
Yeah.
Business.
Yeah. It's not great.
I guess here. Let me stick my
your arm's cut off.
out the window because I know, yeah, because they're here in Austin, so they could see it, right?
Yeah.
Joe's flicking us off again.
Disappointed.
Using the $100 bill.
Dishonorable.
To
That's
dab
what
away.
Yeah, it's like, oh no.
I have all this money from the Star Wars dorks.
You shut your mouth.
Look, I love Star Wars. I
you.
used to love Star Wars too. Like, I love these games.
Oh,
I
murder
had
you.
a great time playing Star Wars Battlefront 1 for the first 3 matches until shit stopped working. Like
Robbery.
I love these games.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
fucked it up. It
Yeah.
was horrible.
Can't even play the second one, but it did make me realize, hey, the first one's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
That simplicity that we like. I hope that, you can find that simplicity and stuff. It's like BattleBit remastered, this kind of one.
Yeah.
But I like that simplicity. It needs to return to some of the games so that you could focus on that tactics and focus on that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. They also had some issues where they were incorporating a modder's work after Aspyr promised it would not. And so...
Yeah, it's a placeholder. I know in the trailer they put a placeholder with Asajj Ventress. They said, we're going to bring Asajj Ventress, but the Asajj Ventress they showed in the trailer had the different hilts, and the different hilts was from the modder because he had to do a workaround to get her in there, and they used that footage instead of what it was supposed to be. And they just put it out anyway.
Yeah. So they promised they would not use anyone else's code or content without permission, and while since it's been patched out, it didn't turn out to be true. On both PC and PlayStation, the launch version did have the mod that restored Asajj Ventress as a playable character. it's just a mess. Like I don't know what they were
doing. And
doing.
if you want to know why it's nearly 70 gigabytes, is because of all the upscale textures. Okay, everything is now in 4K. All the textures have been converted to 4K, but clearly they did not use any compression after they did that. They said, work done. We don't need to compress. We don't need to do anything. It's like, all right, well,
the old
then
page from COD.
It's
okay.
going to be pretty big. And yeah, and then Joe. So somebody helped me with the reason why. Well, Joe didn't watch. The reason why the Cantina song was playing over and over and over on fucking Dagobah is because in the original one, the Dagobah, the Cantina song, the hero mode was on Mos Eisley with the Cantina. And so now they've made that mode available on other maps like Dagobah, but they didn't bother to program in the Dagobah song and replace it. Just like, the same, just the song from the Mos Eisley Cantina band plays over and over, no matter what map you play, and no matter if you put the music volume to 0. I put the music volume to 0. It's boop, 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 boop. I was like, wow.
What a great, no, play same song.
What a great troll. And I don't know if it comes across on my angry rant, which is 30 minutes long. I think I could have cut it down, but I wanted y'all to feel even the moments where I was just like silent like that. But
stop.
Yeah, because that song,
Max Rebo's gonna come
like
after
us. That is one of the most hotly copyrighted ones. Even Duel of Fates is copyright, but the Cantina song, I think it picks that up even quicker than it picks up Duel of Fates.
It's
so
iconic.
rendition. So we're about to share revenue with.
Yeah, so you mentioned some of the textures. Some of the textures in game are even muddled with those from Battlefront 1. So they were swapping textures from the different games, and so even though they're 4K, some of them are wrong. Some of them look like shit. Kashik's water is blue like in Battlefront 1 and not gray like in Battlefront 2. Like DLC maps have completely wrong textures in a lot of places. So I don't know what they were doing. They took 12 gigs of games, turned it into 64 gigs of games, filled it with bugs, and released it way before it was early.
And then my favorite comment was they took 2 finished games and unfinished them. I love that one. Joe, do you remember this when we were fucking young? I would go to your house. You had the big screen TV, and we would play Galactic Conquest.
Yes.
And we were just on 2 screens, right? Or did Jacob come over and we had multiple?
2 screens beginning.
Yeah, just a split screen. And I just loved that shit. And Joe had this big ass TV that was so we would go to his house. Right, probably in our minds it was bigger, but I remember how thick it was. Everybody has thin screen TVs.
Yeah.
Like it would take his whole family to fucking lift the TV and move it, but it never moved. It was just in the entertainment center. So we were playing on it, and because this TV was so big, we didn't mind that our screen was split. But what I wanted to say though is like they took this collection and did such low effort and such minimum coding that you see with the Dagobah song and all, and the Mos Eisley song and all that it's a shame because we could have got something really special because we have still never, and Actman pointed this out, we have never gotten online multiplayer Galactic Conquest. That would be amazing. He was saying like we could have like streamers fighting each other, have their own planets, and you have like this because it's like a Risk-like board game. If you don't know Galactic Conquest, it's like Risk, and then they give you a few fleets and some troops, and then you have battles on a turn-based thing, and then you go into the battle and all of us fight. That would have been so fucking cool. And I remember wanting that 20 years ago, wanting that mode to be online, but that was just offline split screen only. So here it is. 20 years later, and it's offline split screen only. They just they just redid it. It's like, fuck, man, I would love it if they ever did I guess it's not a remake, it's remade. If they remade, and then you could have that mode. But they did that with EA's Battlefront, right? But that had no content in the first one. Then EA's Battlefront 2, I was like, Galactic Conquest?
No.
If you pay for it.
Microtransactions.
Yeah. Of course. They got to make more money.
The reason they keep doing this is because it's massively successful. Remember GTA redid their collection? And they sold.
Oh right, I remember that.
However many,
piece of shit.
300 million units. Like these things sell. a ton. The Battlefront collection sells a ton. It's got low reviews, but I mean people are still buying it, and that's the problem. So
yes,
it's that's one of the reasons Embracer probably kept Aspire. It's like, look, you may not like them as the game consumer, but we love them as the shareholders. Don't give a fuck about art because they make money. They have 7 people who don't work very hard working for them. They probably do, and I'm sure you work very hard, and it's probably just your manager that sucks. But as a consumer, I don't fucking like you because you keep ruining shit that I do like. And all you had to do was nothing. Like, you could have re-released them as is, and it would have been better.
But they're just making quick bucks. Like,
it's already there.
It's
already on the store. You can get it cheaper. You can get cheaper if you buy the original ones that are still on the store. It's just you got to do a little bit more to make them go.
Yeah. But there's mod support. There's all sorts of other crazy
stuff.
stuff.
But some people don't mess with mods. That's why they thought, we get this out. And that's why, some of these other modes like getting Asajj Ventress, getting Kid, getting the Hero Assault on other maps, and then you realize they didn't do any of the work there either. Even those small little things that you're like, this isn't much, but something, they fucked that up.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's what I got for this one. You had 2 others?
Yeah, I did. I got Sony reportedly stopped making any more of the paperweights in our background until it can figure out a way of shifting a pile of unsold paperweights. You know the paperweight I'm talking about? What is it?
The VR. PSVR2.
PSVR2, that's right. So they've stopped producing PSVR2s, which is kind of big news. I mean, so the sales on the decline. They put a temporary halt on production, stopped its warehouses from clogging up with unsold stock. And this is only going to get worse if they're having to do this now, because the Quest 3, right, equally pricey, but, it's currently the
I figured it'd be a little jump since you could use it in your PC now.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Yeah, but it's not like as seamless as you're going to have to do things. Whereas, these the Quest and these other things, you don't have to do. They're kind of self-contained little things. Yeah. You obviously, with the PSVR 2, have to have an expensive console as well. So there's some hurdles here. And I don't know. I'm wondering if this is proof that gamers are kind of done with the VR fad, at least to a certain extent. Or if this is just, I will do VR, but I need it to be completely wireless, completely self-contained. And I don't know, have some fucking games.
I think that's the most important bit right there. Yeah. I think there are a subgroup of gamers that will spend $500 on a VR system, but you have to have something to play on it because no one wants to play Climbing Simulator. No one wants to play
Call of the Mountain.
Yeah, you have a squirt gun and shoot the flames out of the candles. I paid $550 for a browser game from 2003,
Carnival, and I'm fucking playing Carnival games.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck?
Where's my fucking stuffed bear? If I'm gonna pay $500, I should have like 6 stuffed bears at least. Maybe 3 because they rig those games.
Yeah, there's a lot of just really horrible VR games, and if you start putting out really big ones, the problem is what video game company is going to go out and make a VR game, knowing that they're going to sell what they sold less than 1 million PSVR 2s. So you're not going to get all of those people because you're not going to buy the game, and a lot of people also aren't going to buy the game. So it's like you're not going to sell.
It's hard to bring developers to the platform when the platforms are struggling, when the VRs are struggling. So we're asking for the games, but at the same time, developers are like, well, we don't want to make the games because we have to eat food and pay for the house that we live in, and this is not where the money's at. So, anyways, when PC support for the PlayStation VR 2 eventually comes, we'll let you guys know. But it's not like it's gonna make me. I already have other headsets for that. So, but yeah. So that's not doing too well. Okay, moving on. Just thought I'd update y'all on my paperweight in case anybody wants to buy it.
You haven't sold that yet?
No, not sold. I give it. All right, anyway. Amazon Fallout TV director says he's not trying to please fans. And so a massive amount of people got pissed off at him before realizing
That's exactly
But he
what
kind of
he said.
actually.
It's-
He also said that he lost a year of his life playing Fallout 3. So this is not a man who has not played the games. Okay, I know what everybody was doing and why they went off. Number one, it's engagement. Number two, it's drama clicks, and so you make videos and you get content for your channel. I get that, you know. But the man also actually played the game. And I agree with you. It's stupid for him to say this because these things do echo what other morons have said, like the Halo people. Oh, we haven't played the games. We don't care. We're doing this and that. And look at how that turned out, right?
Amazing.
But this man has played the game. So I'm hoping. And so a lot of people, it seemed like online, at least in that echo chamber, seemed to have lost faith in the TV show before it even came out. I'm saying, bro, this TV show looks so good, at least from the trailers. It could be a disaster still, but I still think, Walter Goggins, that man is fucking gold. I don't think he's going to fuck up his performance. I saw a lot of stupid comments that said, oh, this is woke because the lady is a lady. The protagonist is a female.
There are no women in the future, only dudes. We only,
These other fucking
all
drama
romance,
channels
just
on
dudes.
YouTube have created brain rot amongst parrots, and they'll parrot things in the
brain
wrong
rot.
ways.
So they like Super Mario.
Stop it! Stop bringing it to Super Mario. Those people aren't the same.
I know they're not the same.
Good.
Okay. So going back to the story, I think it's really, really, really fucking important that you know the second half of the sentence.
Go ahead with
that
the second half
everyone
of the sentence. I
is
was just
really
about to
fucking
read.
mad about. He said, I don't think you can really set out to please the fans of anything or please anyone other than yourself, which is a super fucking common thing that people have been saying for decades. You need to make something that, as a writer, a creator, anything,
you're
that
happy
you,
with.
as a fan, which he is a fan, that's why he lost a year to Fallout 3, you make it to make yourself
Yes.
happy, because if you set out trying to please everyone, you
Yes.
will please no one.
Yes, but I'm sure David Wiener is pleased with himself and his wiener on what he just made for us that you said you're out on, and that I said I'm out on, even though he said this season's going to be better, and we said we're out. But he's pleased. So it doesn't matter if the creator is pleased with what he's saying.
but
I think it needs to have a certain amount of respect paid to the license. But in this case, I think he will pay respect to the
So
license.
I don't think they're comparable at all, because we know, like we talked about in the last video, Terry Matalan, the guy who was completely in charge of
Star Trek,
said he wrote it, and then Paramount itself, the giant swinging phallus of Paramount, slapped him in the face and said, I don't like it because it's too Star Trek. And they made him rewrite everything. And so I think Paramount is really heavy-handed with,
Yes.
and I imagine...
And so we know, since that happened with Star Trek, you're saying this
This
maybe, probably, most likely happened with Halo.
I think they battered the wiener. They beat their wiener a little too
Paramount
hard.
is like, yes, we could go and follow the lore exactly, but we're Paramount,
Yeah.
and we want to create a property that people come to us only,
Yeah.
and you can only get it at us and not the video game, so come to our story, because we're better. And they shit the bed.
They shit the bed. So Amazon famously, like insanely famously, lets their creatives do whatever the fuck they want, which works great when you are Invincible, which works great when you're in The Boys. And it works fucking terribly when you hire people who have never written anything before and you give them Lord of the Rings. So I'm hoping that because this guy has worked on incredible things, he's from a family that you guys all know, and he's a big fan of the game, that when he says, I'm making stuff to make me happy, I don't care about all of the talking heads on the internet, to me that sounds like a good thing. But, all the people that are only focusing on the first half of the sentence.
yeah, because again, like he said, it brings people in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Drama sells.
Yeah, but you take things out of, there are all sorts of spicy sentences.
I'm
when you're
about
doing the last-
real drama rather than, fake drummed up drama, taking statements out of context and then building it up. And, so what you're really saying is this. Like, well, come on. It's just like.
If you finish the sentence, not
There's-
just half of it.
Right. You got to. There's context and there's a gray area. And so people take advantage of that gray area. And then there's instances where there's no gray area. And that's where obviously I'm down with the drama. Or at least calling people out on their bullshit. I don't think this guy needs to be called out on his bullshit yet. Now, if the fucking thing comes out and I don't know, what's a betrayal of the fucking lore? If it comes out and the NCR is operating in, I don't know, Texas, then yeah, you're betraying. I'm trying to figure out something. How do you betray the lore in Fallout? In Halo, here's an example. In Halo, you take Master Cheeks, and you show his buttocks all the time and have him have sex with a war criminal, or have him commit a war crime by having sex with your enemy,
That
a
sounds so
prisoner of war.
stupid. Nobody would ever do that.
Nobody would ever fucking do that. Yet it happened.
I mean,
so maybe a betrayal of lore is at the end of the series. Walter Goggins finds a serum and he goes back to he gets his skin back.
He unghouls.
Yeah. That would be a betrayal of the lore in Fallout. Or maybe they change Fallout Boy to be Fallout Girl. That would piss off a lot of people as well.
But we've seen Little Pip Boy. He's there.
The Pip, I know. But what I'm saying is that's a
Pip Girl.
I think it looks exactly like Fallout. Now the only thing that it's going to matter is tone, and tone's tough, right? Because Fallout's kind of, it's fantasy and there's humor in it, but there's also fucked up shit happening all the time. So it's like if he can nail that, then it'll be a good show.
We shall see. So that premieres right after Invincible. So there's like 3 more episodes of Invincible. Once Invincible stops, the very next Thursday, boom, that's when Fallout starts. So they want you to go from Invincible into that, which and we'll see.
So
my hope is
Invincible.
that they actually have an ending. Okay, because I don't want this to be a situation like one of those fucking shows that's a forever show that if it's successful, they're just aimless. They don't know what to do with the story. They start making shit up. That's when you can get in the danger of betraying the lore and just doing stupid fucking shit. Yep. I hope they have an ending in mind and they're approaching the ending. If they want to do multiple seasons, that's fine.
Pick a new city like they've been doing forever,
whatever,
right? It's
exactly.
like the problem is I don't know if Nolan's going to stick around for he wants.
So that's why I hope it has a shelf life, or not a shelf life, but a vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want an end point for sure.
Okay, dokie. Well, that's it for this particular one, guys.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you click those links down below. Check out Rocket Money. I know you're probably spending too much on stuff. It'll let you know what you're spending it on, whether it be you're ordering too many Uber Eats and things.
Yeah, set a limit for yourself.
You can set limits for stuff like that.
I
really
feel financially smarter with it because I was letting all that stuff just this brings it to your attention. Check it out, and we will see you in part 2 of the news and on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.